Okay, number 6. A lot going on in this question. I like this one. Good possibility for this year. 3 different functions presented with our function, our table of values, and a graph. So part A, find the slope of the line tangent to the graph of f at x equals pi. So if f of x is cos 2x plus e to the sine x, we have to find f prime of x. Derivative of cosine is negative sine, and don't forget to multiply it by the 2 because it is a chain rule. And then e to the u, derivative of e to the u is u prime times e to the u, so that's plus cos x e to the sine x. And now we sub in pi, negative 2 sine of 2 pi plus the cosine of pi times e to the sine pi. So negative 2 times 0 plus negative 1 times e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1, so that's just negative 1. Part B, k is h of f of x. We want k prime of pi. Okay, h of f of x, chain rule. Derivative of the outside, keep the inside, times the derivative of the outside. Times the derivative of the inside. So h prime of f of x times f prime of x. So k prime of pi is going to be h prime of f of pi times f prime of pi. Well, in part A, we just evaluated f of pi, didn't we? Oh, we evaluated f prime of pi. So f of pi is cos of 2 pi plus e to the sine pi. Cos of 2 pi is 1, e to the 0 is 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's h prime of 2 times f prime of pi, which we found was negative 1. Now we go to our graph and find the slope of h at 2. The slope of h at 2 is negative 1/3. So we have negative 1/3 times negative 1 gives us k prime of pi is positive 1/3. Part C, m is g of 2x times h of x, and we want m prime of 2. So first we find m prime of x. There's a product rule. The first times the derivative of the second plus the derivative of the first times the second. So g of negative 2x becomes g of negative 4 times h prime of 2 plus g prime of negative 4 times negative 2 times h of 2. So that gives us g of negative 4 from our table is 5 times h prime of 2, we know is negative 1/3, plus g prime of negative 4 from our table is negative 1 times the negative 2 times h of 2 is negative 2/3. Be careful of that. Don't, estimate it. You can get the exact value because we know the slope of the line is negative 1/3. And when we start at 0, 0, and we go to 2 with a slope of negative 1/3, we wind up at negative 2/3. So now we have negative 5/3, and then negative 1 times negative 2 times negative 2/3 is minus 4/3. Gives us negative 9/3, which gives us negative 3 as the value of m prime of 2. The last one is there a number c in the interval such that g prime of c equals negative 4, and justify your answer. Well, they told us that g is differentiable, so if g is differentiable, then the mean value theorem holds true. So we do g of negative 3 minus g of negative 5 over negative 3 minus negative 5 gives us negative 8 over 2 or negative 4. So by mean value theorem, there must be a value between negative 5 and negative 3 such that g prime of c equals negative 4.